With so many uncertain variables in tomorrow's game against Dynamo Kiev, let's go ahead and break down exactly what we should expect out of it. Hello guys, welcome back to El Merengue Culé. I'm glad you're joining me in this pregame against Dynamo Kiev. But really quick, I'm going to give a shout out to my brother. He just made a great analysis of the Real Madrid versus Inter Milan game. If you haven't watched that already, it is a great video. Make sure you do so. It'll be linked right up here. But let's jump straight into business against Dynamo Kiev. And there's a lot of uncertain variables. Is the game tomorrow gonna get canceled? That is right. With a total of 13 players missing, whether that be from suspension or positive COVID tests or down to injury, they are missing a total of 13 players, which is an absurd amount. And if they actually manage to test one more player positive, the game will have to get called off. And that's right, we won't play tomorrow. The possibility that potentially a false negative could slip through the cracks is there. And, potentially we could be risking our squad to a potential COVID exposure. However, I don't think we should focus on that. But it also creates a sensation that is pretty familiar. And it reminds me of when Real Madrid played against Shakhtar, in which Shakhtar had a big number of positive COVID tests. And, well, Real Madrid actually ended up losing. And it was down to Shakhtar just playing very well. So that is just something we got to keep in mind. Let that Real Madrid against Shakhtar game serve as a reminder that this game is not set in stone just yet until that final whistle blows. But let's go ahead and break down exactly what kind of form Dynamo currently stands in. And it's kind of inverted from us. They have been doing kind of bad in the Champions League, but pretty well in their domestic league. In the Champions League, they have lost to Juventus 2-0 and actually tied Ferencváros 2-2. Now, yes, that tie against Ferencváros came from a minute 90 goal from Ferencváros after a red card that Dynamo Kiev actually picked up. However, that is a team that we actually managed to beat 5-1. I don't think comparing games to games is very accurate, but, it's something to keep in mind. With that being said, domestically in the Ukrainian Premier League, they are on fire. They're currently sitting first place on top of Shakhtar. Again, reminder, Shakhtar literally just beat Madrid. So obviously they are on a pretty good form, but that could actually play to our advantage. Dynamo Kiev actually is going to play Shakhtar on Sunday, which that game could be a decider, potentially could be a decider of the Ukrainian league. Yes, it's very on to the season. However, if Dynamo does get that victory, they could continue to increase their lead, which could potentially lead to them prioritizing that game over the game against us. Realistically, they're sitting in a pretty bad position to qualify to the next round of the Champions League. Especially with so many numbers, they are going to have to prioritize one of the two games. And realistically, I think they are going to prioritize that domestic game because they do have a pretty good chance of winning their league, if not getting a pretty solid position in their league. Now, this factor is good news for us, but where are we currently standing? And like I said, we're kind of like in an inverted position from them. We are doing very well in the Champions League, scoring 7 goals in 2 games, 5 of those goals coming from Ferencváros, and yes, we conceded 1 against them. However, we also scored 2 goals against Juventus, which was, maybe not the strongest of Juventus, but nonetheless a great victory. With that being said though, we are looking very shaky in the Liga and are currently in a 4-game winless run, which is pretty bad for our standards. Out of 50-something shots, we have only converted 3 goals, which is very, very shocking. The goal-to-shot ratio is very bad against us, and I think that should be our primary point of focus in this game. We have to turn that around. We have to be efficient. However, this statistic also sheds light into how our attacks have been coming and the fact that we haven't been playing boring football. We've been getting attacked, we've been getting chances, we just haven't been able to put them away. And I think that comes down to one main factor, and it comes down to chemistry on our attack, especially after the departure of Suarez. While, yes, Suarez was no longer in his tip-top shape, Messi and the rest of the team knew exactly what he liked, how he played, and now taking that variable out and adding young variables in, such as Pedri, such as Trincao, such as Dembele, that didn't really play much last season. The chemistry is not looking its best up top, but that's not a bad thing because it will progress through times. It will get better and better as the season progresses, which in a game like this could be the perfect game to continue to build onto that mentality. However, back to the La Liga, we are going to be playing against Real Betis and Atletico Madrid next, which are very big opponents. And again, just like how Dynamo Kiev, it might look to prioritize that, it could be the same aspect. Are we going to look to prioritize La Liga, in which, we still have a chance to win? It's not the best of starts, but La Liga is not over just yet. So potentially we could expect to see a few of our starting 11 players getting rested, potentially even Messi. I think Messi, in terms of how he's been playing, he's been attacking well, but he's been missing a little bit of spark, a little bit of energy to put the ball in the back of the net in the play. This season he has yet to score a goal off of open play. All of his goals have come from penalties, and which could potentially come down to that fitness. He has been playing a lot of games back to back to back, about 2 games a week, plus the games with Argentina. It's minutes that have been stacking up, and let's be real, he's not young anymore, and those minutes definitely weigh him down. This could be the perfect game for him to do so. So let me know down below, if you were Ronald Koeman, would you bench Messi? Would you sub him off at halftime? Let me know exactly what you would do to make sure Messi is game fit for the rest of the season. With that being said, let's transition on to what I will predict the starting 11 will look like for Barcelona. And there are a lot of variables. Like I've been saying in the recent videos, it's not as certain like, oh, this is the team we're going to roll with. And in the goalkeeper position, Ter Stegen is back. He's been training with the club. He has been training well. So we could potentially see him. And I'm going to go ahead and say that he will start. However, this is probably like a 50-50 chance. However, we move on to the 2 center backs. And we have Lenglet and we have Piqué. They should be pretty much certain. Again, Araujo and Umtiti are not back. They're both out due to injury. We could potentially see De Jong slot back into center back. We have been seeing in the past 2 games. I don't think it'll happen, but hey, it's a variable we have to keep in mind. On the right-hand side, I'm going to go ahead and say for Serginho Dest, again, Sergio Roberto has been picking up a lot of minutes, especially against Alaves. So I think this is the perfect opportunity to get Serginho Dest a few more minutes. And recently, actually today, he just turned 20, so happy birthday, man. So I think this is the perfect game for him to keep building minutes and to give Sergio Roberto a bit of rest. On the left-hand side, same thing. I'm gonna opt for Jordi Alba, but potentially, again, he just came back from injury. Do we really want to push him to his limits? Maybe not. So Firpo could be another option. I'm gonna stick with Jordi Alba. Now, we move on to the midfield, and on the left defensive mid, we should expect to see Frankie De Jong. Again, he's played every single minute under Koeman. And on the right-hand side, I'm gonna say Pjanic. Busquets for me has been playing pretty lazy, pretty slow, not looking the fastest. I mean, he was never the fastest. But Pjanic, when he came on against Alaves, he really flipped the switch. Against Juventus, he had a spectacular game. So I think he's earned the starting 11 position for this game, which transitions us to the attacking mid. And I'm going to predict, like I had mentioned earlier, Messi is not going to be in the starting 11. And I'm going to give that attacking mid role to Pedri. We have mainly seen him play on the flanks. However, he can't very much play in the attacking mid. And I do think Koeman wants to see him play there, especially with Coutinho, again, being out due to injury. We move on to the left-hand side. We should expect to see Ansu Fati on that left-hand side. Now, on the right-hand side is, we have options. We have Trincao, we have Dembele, potentially Pedri if he doesn't play in the attacking mid. He could play there. Griezmann could even slot in there, but I'm gonna go ahead and opt for Trincao. I like this game against Alaves, and I think this could be a perfect opportunity for him to get a goal, a Champions League goal, and continue to building chemistry, continue to building some more experience with a Barcelona jersey, which leads us to the striker position, and I'm gonna go ahead and say for Griezmann, again coming from a crucial goal against Alaves, and actually he put the ball in the back of the net twice. one of them just barely being offside. I think if we can continue to build on this energy and confidence with Griezmann, we could potentially see him back towards that prime Griezmann that we bought him for, that we're expecting of him to play. With that being said, the best segment of the video has come, and you guys know the drill. Comment down below what you predict will be the score for tomorrow. If you get it right, you will get a personal shout out in the post-game analysis. And let's see, I'm gonna predict a 3-0 victory for Barcelona. I'm feeling pretty confident in tomorrow's game, especially with so many of their players being out to injury. And with that being said, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please hit a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell on. And as always, guys, Visca Barça!